Today's video is dedicated to a new subscriber who has requested that I demonstrate how to improvise over a chord progression in the key of E major. So let's get right into it. So the key of E major has 4 sharps: F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. So F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. So the progression I'm going to show is moving up the diatonically in the scales. I think that's a good way to sort of get a bit of an understanding of the chords within the key. And it's a progression that is used in many songs. So in its basic form, we're moving up starting from E major. So we're going from E major to F sharp minor, F sharp, A, C sharp, to G sharp minor, the 3 chord, A major, then we will come back to G sharp minor, back to F sharp minor, finally resolving back to E major. So in its basic position, so in the chord's basic positions, you can see it sounds a little bit bland, but if we were to add some chord extensions to alter or extend the harmony, we can actually make it sound a lot more musical and pleasing to the ear. So let's see what happens when we add in sevenths. So we'll start with E major 7. This is the voicing that I use. So we play 1 and 5 in the left hand, and then we play in the right hand F sharp, C sharp, B, and D sharp. You could look at this as an E major 9 because it is the 9th degree, but this is sort of how we play major 7th chords, or at least how I like to in jazz. If it's too much notes in your right hand, you can actually just get rid of the F sharp and just play G sharp minor over E. You can even add octaves if you want as well. Now moving up, we then want to play F sharp minor. So F sharp's octaves in the left hand. Then we pretty much want to play an A major triad with the right hand. And that's going to give us our F minor 7. The next chord, we're just moving up the scale. So the 3rd chord is G sharp minor. And to get the minor, all you need to do is play a B major triad over the 3rd degree, or over the 3rd of the G sharp. So that's your G sharp minor chord. Start from the B and then form a major triad from this note. Then just play G sharp in the left hand. And that's a shortcut of playing a minor 7 chord. So play a major triad off the 3rd. Same thing with the F sharp minor. If we go backwards, F sharp's in the left hand. The 3rd of the F sharp minor chord is A. Then all we do is form a major triad. So A major. Then the last chord is A major 7. I'm playing it like this. I'm playing it as A in the left hand, G sharp in the right hand, B, C sharp, E, G sharp again. So I'm doubling the 7th. Really, it's an A major 9, so I'm adding the B, but again, you can get rid of the B and just play C sharp minor over A, or A major 7, but I like to add in that extra note there. And the reason why I'm showing you these chords, because there's another pattern I'm going to show you that will sort of use these specific chord shapes, and we can make some interesting melodies over that. So let's go back to the beginning. So we have E major 7, and let's make it a bit more musical. Let's do 4 beats per bar. You probably just saw what I did on the G sharp minor before I went to the A. Because G sharp is the major 7th of A, all you need to do is move your pinky down to A, and then that's going to give you that A major 9 voicing. So you don't really have to move any other fingers in the right hand when transitioning from this. And another way you can make the F sharp minor chord a little bit more rich is you can add the 9th. So play 1, 5, 9, so add in the G sharp, and instead of playing A major, omit the 3rd and play a B natural. Actually, you can probably keep the 3rd as well. And now we have a minor 11 voicing. So it's a very common chord that we use in jazz and, you know, some contemporary styles. So let's add those little adjustments in from the beginning. We can even descend. So that's a simple little progression that you can use. You can use as an introduction, as an ending, you know, wherever you want in any song that sort of begins on the one chord in E major. And now I'm going to show you a cool little improvisation that I came up with using the exact same chords, but we're just going to change some, we're just going to add some melodic elements to these chords. And what we're going to do is start on the A major 7th. So what we might do is once we play that sequence and we come back to the E major, you might want to sit here for a little bit, and then we want to move into this pattern. I'll just give it a bit of a demonstration and then I'll explain what I'm doing after. I had to play it again because I made a bit of a mistake, but hopefully you get the idea. So what am I doing? I'm essentially playing the same voicings, but I'm just separating the notes in the right hand. I've come up with a bit of a pattern. So we'll start with the A major 7. So the way it starts is we take the root. This applies to every single chord that we're going to do with this little sequence. Take the root and then take the 7th. Oh, sorry, the 7th with the right hand. This is how we start it. And then the notes in the middle are G sharp, B, and C sharp. Now I might have a bit of trouble explaining this, so hopefully me just demonstrating it and maybe moving through it slowly is enough for you to sort of mimic that and then internalize it, but I'll try to explain it. So we start with the outside notes, A and G sharp. Then we want to go with the G sharp in the middle, followed by B, then C sharp again, back to the A, sorry, back to the G sharp, back to the B, but in the second round, instead of going back to the C sharp, we reset and hit the G sharp at the top. So really we're just doing this. So outside notes first. So the only note that isn't played a second time is anything in the left hand. So that's only played, we only strike that at the beginning. And I believe it's a triplet rhythm, triple, triple. And the way you might practice is very slow. You don't want to rush this because sometimes you might slip a note. And I'm not saying you have to play the exact order I'm doing. You can probably experiment and try different options. Okay. Different rhythms, but I'm just going to give you one little template just to keep a bit of consistency to get you started. Once we do 4 rounds of that, we then want to do the same thing for the E major 7. All I'm doing is, so the outside notes for the E major 7 is E and the major 7, so D sharp. And then we play E with our thumb in the left hand. again, on the second round, the B is replaced with a D sharp again to reset it. I think I'm hitting that note again, yeah. You don't have to repeat the left, I don't know what I was doing there. Maybe practice that and for a couple of times before moving on, but I'll play those two in sequence. So once you sort of repeat that for any number of times, I normally, when I get to the second round, so when I get to the second time, I then move up to those chord shapes that we played at the beginning, and sort of have a very similar pattern with what we're doing. So the next chord up from the E major is the F sharp minor. You don't have to play the 9, you can just play it with the F sharp, so the general F major 7, just to make it easier. But we're doing the same thing, so outside notes, so it's going to be the root and the 7th. And then in the middle, all it is an F sharp minor triad in the middle. Those are our middle notes. And we want to repeat that same pattern. So it's outside, left, right, right, or outside, F sharp, A, C, F sharp, A, E. I'm getting confused here. Outside, F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, A, back to the E. So I do about 2 repeats and then I move up to the G sharp minor 7, same thing. So we want to have our G sharp on the outside, our 7th on the right hand. So G sharp on the left hand, 7 F sharp on the right hand. And then our in-between chord is a G sharp minor. The same pattern. I won't explain this one, hopefully you can sort of see the idea. Otherwise it's a bit difficult for me to explain. And once I do that a couple of times, I finish on back to where we started on the A major 9 or A major 7 voicing. Then I would finish on a E major 7. And I'll show you a bit of an ending idea you can do, which adds a bit more color with the 7th degree of E major. But let's play that in sequence from start to end with the triplet pattern as well. And then I'll show you how to end it. So from the beginning with our 7th chords. Descent, back to the G sharp minor 7, So what was that surprise chord at the end? It was a D major 9. So oftentimes in music, a very good, cinematic ending. They use this a lot of, I think, film and sort of movie related music where they take the 7th degree, which is normally a diminished chord in any key, but then they turn it into a major chord And you can play it as a major 7, or even what I did was a major 9. So I've got that E natural in there as well. So what you might do is when you get to that A major 9, so I'll start from the G sharp minor. You might slow down, then go into that D major 9. You don't have to play the arpeggio, you can just play it as a chord. If the major 9 is too hard, you can play it as a major 7. And maybe just arpeggiate the notes up or down, whatever you see fit. And then finally resolving on the E major 7.